Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our divine beloved Bhagwan, Sri Satyasai Baba. My sincere and humble thanks to Sri Satyasai official, Khammam district, and also my dearest brother, Mr. Hussain Deshboina. I am here to just give a glimpse of Swami's love in my life. I am Vikram. I am basically a civil engineer. I worked for a couple of years and I am very thankful to Swami for giving an opportunity to study at his divine institution, Sri Satyasai Institute of Higher Learning, for my MBA program. I finished my engineering in the year 2005. Ever since I have completed my engineering, it was a dream for me to study in the divine abode of Bhagwan Sri Satyasai Baba. My life has been a miracle right from my first standard. I aspired to study at Swami's institution right from my first standard. I went to Ooty to give my entrance exam to get selected into Swami's institution. With a lot of dreams, me along with my parents for the first time had an opportunity to know about Satyasai Baba through near and dear around us, and I had an opportunity to go to Ooty to write my exam. The atmosphere there was very vibrant and I was very determined to get into Swami's institution. But somehow we know Swami will always test our patience. He know when to give admission and when to make an individual come to his fold. So I was not granted the admission. So I felt so much disappointed, and my parents were very happy to some extent because they always want me to be there with them. So at the tender age of 5 years or 6 years, they never want me to go away from them. But I was somehow determined. I don't know anything about Satyasai Baba, but then even at that age, I somehow felt that I should study in Swami's fold. But unfortunately, I couldn't get the admission. From that instinct until my MBA, every single year was an experiment and was an effort to come near to him. My second attempt to get into Swami's institution was in the year 1999. So I gave an attempt to get into my plus one program in Puttaparthhi. Unfortunately, again I was not granted admission. I failed in my interview. And again I made an effort to get into the degree program. Again I failed in the interview. I always made sure, Swami always ensured that I reached until my interview stage. But ultimately in the interview I got failed. But my dream to study at the lotus feet of Bhagwan never faded. I gave an attempt after my engineering to get into the MBA program. Again I was failed in the interview. Eventually with Swami's grace, of course I had a good job, but then my dream was to be at Swami's institution. Unfortunately again I failed in my first attempt. I worked for a couple of years, and now with strong determination, with a lot of aptitude and general understanding of the world around me due to my work experience, I made an sincere effort and prayed to Swami that Swami, please grant me an admission at your divine lotus feet. Finally, with a lot of effort and with a lot of enthusiasm, I gave an attempt, and finally I was selected by Swami, and I was interviewed by an eminent panel of 7 to 8 great long-standing senior Swami devotees, right from Mr. Gokak to Mr. Kumar Bhaskar, who ultimately was my professor in MBA program. So the interview was a great experience, in fact. So I felt that I was giving an interview for to get selected into an IAS program, but it was a great experience, and Swami ultimately gave me an opportunity to study at his lotus feet. I'm thankful to Swami for that. And Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhusya Saka Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinan Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mamadeva Deva. Swami is everything for me. Swami is my friend, Swami is my mother, Swami is my father, Swami is my guru, Swami is everything. I surrendered at his divine lotus feet, and every day is a learning experience for me. Every day is a miracle for me. Right from the first standard until this moment, every day is a miracle for me. Swami always gave me an opportunity to change, to correct my mistakes, to follow in the right path. In fact, I had a lot of troubles, and I had a lot of issues. I had a lot of serious obstacles in the path of enlightenment. So I always felt that I need to transform myself for the sake of my conscience, for the sake of my family, and for the sake of the entire world. Unless and until we make an effort to change ourselves, we cannot stand as an example to anyone around us. So I always prayed to Swami to guide me, to be with me, to help me in the path of transformation. So Swami always gave me, I have always taken problems in the right angle, in the right thought process. I never felt that the troubles for me or or the tribulations or the obstacles in my path were always a hindrance. So people say failures are the stepping stones for success. In the same way, all the problems, I felt that it is only Swami's will and they are always meant for my upliftment. And I can share you few miracles in my life. Like, the admission process itself was a miracle. To get admitted into Swami's college was a miracle. And my father's name is Nagabrahmachari Garu and my mother's name is Aruna Garu. My father was a staunch follower of CPI and CPM. So they never believed in God. They never believed in the divinity. So, intrinsically he was always good, but never they entertained the thought of God or divinity in their life. So it was at that point of time that my entry into Balavikas, and my sister and brother along with me, all three of us were part of Balavikas. So that changed over a point of time the thought process of my father as well. So right from CPM to the divinity. So there is a lot of travel he also personally did. And my father, once he came into Swami's fold, never ever missed a single weekly bhajan in our at the place of work. So that was the first miracle in my father's life, and which ultimately is in my life. And secondly, I grew up in a very remote place of Mancherial, wherein it was a place of a complete coal belt. So you have right from the poorest of the poor to all the working class employees. So wherein you find a lot of the atmosphere is not very cordial. It was not cordial, or it was not very comfortable for developing a spiritual environment. But then I always pray to Swami to ensure that I always stayed his divine lotus feet, and he always ensured that I was with the right people around me, and many people got attracted into Swami's fold because of my presence in Balvikas and my connect with Swami. So that was a second miracle. And third miracle is my admission process. And the fourth miracle, and I was always an assertive personality. So my engineering program and my life outside Swami's institutions were very, I would rather say, with both blessed and a walk on thorns. Because as people are aware, the outside environment, the outside world has got its own pros and cons. So in Swami's fold, we always are surrounded by element of spirituality, always surrounded with a divine chant of Sai Ram. We are always surrounded by good people around us. But in the outside world, it is quite contrary. You come across different kinds of people. So Swami always ensured that I was with the right guys, and though he gave me few experiences wherein I need to get corrected myself, so he ensured that I corrected myself at the right time. And also he made me come out of many dangers in my life, in terms of the people around me, or in terms of the friendships, or in terms of my habits, etc. And ultimately I was always in Swami's fold, which is a pillar of support for me for the future life. And Swami blessed me with a very spiritual girl in my life, and my wife's name is Pavani. She is a banker, and I pray to Swami for giving me a great all-round spiritual girl as my wife. I would rather say a spiritual woman in my life. So she is definitely behind my success. She is definitely behind my path for. She is definitely a guiding force in my path of transformation. And I will conclude with a small miracle in my life. Swami blessed both of us with a boy child when we were at Chennai, where we frequently used to go to Sundaram, and we were fortunate. Swami was kind enough to bless us with a lot of Ekadasha Rudram sessions in Sundaram, and we were fortunate to get trained under Srinivasan Mama, who conducted the recent Atirudra Mahayajnam in Puttaparthhi. So Swami blessed in the due course. Swami blessed us with a boy child, and we named him Achintya Rudransh in Chennai. And the boy was born in Hyderabad. It was a miracle birth, I would rather say. The scanning reports during the course of time when my wife was pregnant, right from the first month until the 9th month, was absolutely fine. But at the time of delivery, there was a serious issue in the process of birth, and ultimately there was a small tumor in my child's brain. We did we put a lot of efforts to make sure that the child is treated in the best of the hospitals and under the guidance of the best doctors. But not even a single leaf moves without Swami's will. So ultimately it is Swami's blessing, and we pray to Swami to please guide us in our lives. So we took proper care of the child, and doctors informed us that anything can happen anytime. So once we were discharged from the hospital along with the child, so we took proper care of him. We went back to Chennai. We spent a lot of time in Chennai. My parents used to come now and then, and they used to take care of the child. So one fine day when I was in Bombay on my business trip, so I was returning back to Hyderabad, and I was in the airport, and I was just about to enter the airport, and I got a news that my child is no more, and no words can soothe a human soul at that point of time. I was literally crying myself, sobbing myself, and I was just praying to Swami, what is this? What is the trouble you have given me? Why did you give me such a trouble? Why did you give me such a news? I was completely devastated. And Swami ensured that one of my friends in Chennai came to know about this news, and I was just sobbing at the airport, in Bombay airport, and Swami ensured that I still remember, Swami has sent a person by name Balaji, and he was one of my senior students. From nowhere he has come to me in airport, and he came to know about me that my child passed away, and he was there with me, giving me a lot of comfort. He put a hand around my shoulder and he was comforting me at that point of time. So Swami ensured that there was a person to take care of me in that hour, and ultimately I reached Chennai in the morning. It was a late night flight. My flight got delayed, and I came very early in the morning to Chennai, and straight away went to see my son, who is no more. Swami, I named my son Achintya Rudransh because I love the Rudra form of Swami. I named him Rudransh. And Achintya means the one without any chinta. That is called as Achintya. So I named my son as Achintya Rudransh. And it was Swami's devotees and my friends in Sundaram who were with me at that devastating hour in Chennai, and they ensured that all the formalities were done with proper care, and they were very supportive for me at that point of time. Over a point of time, once that episode was finished, I was it was a general practice that the mother will go to her mother's place. Ultimately, we prepared to come back to Hyderabad and spend some time with the family, trying to come to terms with that very bad situation. On the way back to Chennai, I was thinking about my son Achintya Rudransh, and I prayed to Swami, what is that? What is that you have done, and why did you do that? It was in silence that God speaks to you. So I was just thinking about him, and all of a sudden from nowhere I got a message on my cell phone, and that message was about the gratitude program that is put up by the students of Sri Satyasai Institute of Higher Secondary School that particular day. And I was just going through the program and topic. So the topic was Achintya Rupa Sai. That means the Sai who is in the form of Achintya. Achintya Rupa Sai. So my son's name is Achintya. And Swami gave me a lot of confidence and a lot of push that Achintya is with me. Don't worry. And I always felt that Swami gave me trouble, and I always prayed to Swami that I will take care of my child. But Swami ultimately took my child. So the child's birth, the child's sustenance for 1 year, and the child's passing away after 1 year, just after his 1 year birthday, which we celebrated ultimately in Puttaparthi. And I ensure that my child went to Puttaparthi in that 1 year and also had the darshan of Lord Balaji in Tirupati. So Swami ensured that the karma which is supposed to be performed by my son is finished, and Swami took my child. I always consider my child who went away from me as a divine child, who is no less than a sadhu or a great saint. He is supposed to stay for 1 year in the form of a human, and he was with me and with my wife, and he went away and he merged with Swami. So that is how I take the news of my child. And ultimately, over a point of time, Swami blessed me with 2 beautiful daughters. My elder daughter's name is Meenakshi, younger daughter name is Sita Mahalakshmi. And he blessed me, and I see my son in both of them, and I see Swami in both of them. So, and we are all fortunate to stay very close to Swami. And I would like to tell a small miracle which happened in my MBA days in Puttaparthi, which I felt was a precursor to this incident. I was fortunate enough to talk face to face directly to Swami, like how I am talking now in this video. Swami was standing there and I was standing here. I was directly talking to Swami face to face. I was thanking Swami for giving me an opportunity opportunity to study at his divine lotus feet. Swami was crying when I was talking to him. Swami was showering. Swami was I could see tears. A lot of my batchmates could see tears in Swami's eyes. In that short 2 minute time, it was a gratitude program in the year 2010. And I felt, a lot of things go. Why is Swami weeping? Was Swami happy with what I said? Or was Swami weeping for something else? And I could think about this incident at that point of time when my son went away. So Swami know what all troubles happen in our life. Swami know what we go through. Swami as a mother, I understand that Swami as a mother wept when I was talking to him, because Swami know what I will go through. What are the troubles that may come in the future? All troubles, it is everything, personal, professional, psychological, anything. It can be personal, it can be professional, it can be a married life, it can be anything. So Swami know about everything. So what we go through in our life. And Swami also, the match what I got in the form of my wife is also a miracle, because I was destined to get married to her. I am very confident about that, because I know the troubles I went through and how Swami made me take different turns in my life. So these are all great examples, and I see Swami in each and every step of my life. Every moment of my life, please be with me. In every single act of mine, be time my guide. Baba, Sai Baba. So this is what I can share right now with you all. I am truly blessed to be a Sai devotee, to be a Sai student, and I always will remain a Sai student, because every day is a changing thing for me, and every day is a transformation, is a day for transform ourselves into a better individual, because we should all aspire to be a better individual. And as I already told, not even a single leaf moves without his will. So whatever trouble comes in my life, I always take it as a Swami's prasadam, and I'll always ensure that we have to make an effort to change ourselves into a better human being, and try to, in high probability, in the best of our, and try to make best of our effort to go in the right direction. And if we have a doubt whether what we are doing or going is right or wrong, again pray to Swami, he will guide us. So that is what it is. And I thank Swami for giving me this opportunity to share my few thoughts with all of you. Few things. There are a lot of other miracles very personal to me, which probably I will share it at a later point of time. And I always and I would like to close with this small miracle, which I would rather share. During the COVID time, we came to Hyderabad from Chennai, and Swami, I pray to Swami to ensure that I am very close to him, and we came to a rented house very close to Shiva, and fortunately the owners of the flat sold the flat to us, and the opportunity have come to buy. And we prayed to Swami, and Swami ensure that everything is seamlessly handed over to us, and we ultimately bought the flat where we came as a tenant. And Swami ensured that we are very close. And my parents, every single day, once or twice, they always ensure to come to Shivam and have darshan of Swami. And I feel that Swami gave an opportunity to spend our time in his divine fold, and with his divine grace, I want to ensure that my rest of my life goes in the right direction. And I pray to him to be with me, to guide me, to uplift me in the right direction. And as what we say, inta, venta, kanta, janta, always I pray to Swami to be with me. Please guide me, Swami, and I love you so much. And please guide the entire Sai fraternity around the world, and please ensure that we are always at your divine lotus feet. Come what may, we never leave your lotus feet. And please ensure that we always keep your divine name on our tongue, and your divine form in our thought process, and your divine form in our Atman. So please ensure that our heart is clean, so that you stay in our hearts. And even that responsibility is yours, Swami. We will make a conscious effort to change ourselves into better human beings, but it is always your hand which will guide us, which should guide us. We always aspire to have your divine form in our thought process and in our everyday lives. Thanks again for Sri Satyasai official, Khammam district, for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts. And I have never anticipated this opportunity, but I thank my dearest brother Hussein Desiboina for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts which happened in my life. Sairam, Asatoma Sadghamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirghamaya, Mrityorma Amridanghamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samastha Sukino Bhavantu. Samastha Sukino Bhavantu. Samastha Sukino Bhavantu. Jai Sai Ram.